kitchen table. Most of the time we're sit across the kitchen table, they don't really have any coverage, or they only have it through work, right? That's all they have when you sit down with people. And the fact is, people are very uneducated on how stuff works. Even those people that become our clients down the road forget everything you taught them. And in fact, I'll give you an example. I set up a family 10 years ago, did their term policy, did their mutual fund accounts or IRAs, and just revisiting them right now. I'm going to go back and they got about $100,000 that they've earned in their accounts. And we're going to move into the Prime Elite 4 now because they want the 5% guarantee. But you know, we got them a term policy. They used to have a universal life policy. I replaced that sucker. You know, got them term policy. Well, I'm sitting down with them, and they'd forgotten everything I taught them. You know, because it was 10 years ago. So I revisited them with them last night again, and went over the presentation with them again. And their eyes were just like, "Oh my gosh, man," because they forgot. And I said, "Look, you guys, I won't say their names for confidentiality reasons, but I said, look, you guys," I said, the reality is, and by the way, what sparked it all is they were invited to this financial dinner with another financial planner guy in town. So they went to this dinner, and so they called me. So I went to this financial dinner with this guy, and I said, well, before you spend any money with that guy, let's see if it's even necessary for you to spend any money with him, you know. So I sat down with him and went over everything we taught. I said, now, has he taught you any of this? Have you seen any of this at all yet? And they go, no. And I said, look, here's the thing. Other financial planners out there, they pad a bunch of stuff into their presentations. They make it so complex and so complicated that people think they need them. Mm-hmm. And I said, look, you guys don't need a person like that. I said, even if you have a person like that, they go, we want a financial person who's there watching, you know, watching everything in a financial, like a financial planner. They want a financial planner, okay? Let me make sure you guys understand something. An actual financial planner, you'd actually have to pay a financial planner thousands of dollars a year to really be a financial planner for you. You understand that? Mm-hmm. You know why? Because there's no way somebody can make a living just being a financial planner for 1 or 2 clients, unless they're being paid a lot of money. That's the reality. Mm-hmm. So all these people that call themselves financial planners, they're not financial planners. They see the client one time, make their commission, and for the most part, they're done. They may revisit their client here and there and tell them, hey, now we need to sell you a new whole life policy, upgrade you or whatever. But the clients, you know, don't know any better. They just think this guy's a financial professional. They just keep giving him money. They give him peace of mind is what they do. Okay? Now, my point is, see, they're going to pay this guy $1,000 up front, okay? You know, and he's going to refer them to an attorney to do their trust. We do all that stuff. I said, I'll do all that stuff for a fraction of the cost, and I won't even charge you to set up your accounts. You know, we don't charge you a financial advisor fee. You with me? Mm-hmm. And she goes, well, he says he's got access to like 100 different mutual funds. I said, so do we, and more. I said, we got the best financial products in the industry. I said, don't fall for that stuff. I said, you know what you really need to do? And I said, honestly, I said, because the last 10 years, I mean, I've seen you guys a couple of times, you know, a couple of times in the last 10 years. I said, but the fact is, there's so many people out there, we can't get to them all. I said, you want to take care of your financial situation? You've got to get educated on your own financial situation. Take care of your own finances. Because you're really the only person you can trust for your own family, don't you? Nobody cares about your family more than you. See, and that's why I truly believe people ought to come work with Primerica for 6 months to a year minimum, just for their own financial plan. Just for their own financial education. There is no way somebody can get down what they got to get down in 2, 3, 4, 5 visits. There's not. You have to, see, they don't teach, see, they should have to go through an entire college course. That should be a requirement, right? It should be a requirement. You have to go through an entire course in high school, not even college, high school, on the basics of finance. Don't you guys agree with that?
Yeah.
Because you just, so I don't ever want you guys to get intimidated by some financial planner out there who says that, you know, you guys need to protect all your assets and all that kind of stuff, and we're going to do this and that and the other. You know, a lot of it's whole life insurance, and they're going to try to protect, you know, all kinds of crap they try to sell them that's just bull. The masses need the basics. These guys need the basics more than anything. And they just need to be, I mean, they're debt-free. These clients, they became debt-free the last 10 years because of the concepts we taught them. And they're on a great path right now. I said, the only thing is, you guys need to save and invest more money. I said, that's all you got to do right now, you know. Anyway, so you run across all kinds of situations like this one right here. Okay, so this is a young couple, and they are 24. They were 24. They've had this for 2 years, 3 years now. Almost 4 years now. They got these policies in April of 2009. And what it is Western Reserve Life. We all pay attention to the name, Western Reserve Life. Okay, and whether it's, hey look, if they have life insurance and it's not Primerica, there is a problem. There is a problem, I promise you, okay? So Western Reserve Life, and what this is called return of premium term. What that means is, so it's a 20-year term policy, they pay on it for 20 years, and at the end of 20 years, if they don't die, the company basically pays back their premiums. Sounds like a great deal, huh? Sounds like a great deal, doesn't it?
Yeah, sort of. What's the catch?
Yeah, there's a big catch. For one, he's 24 years old when he got the policy. In 20 years, how old is he going to be? 44. How many 44-year-olds do you know that are debt-free and financially independent? Not many. Hardly any. Maybe 0.5 of 1%, right? If that. Okay? So, hardly any. So that's one big problem. At the end of 20 years, this policy, either the premiums skyrocket because it goes to annual term, I'll show you in a second, or they do get their premiums back. They do get their premiums back no matter what, okay? But they pay more for that, okay? So for example, all right,
the full premium, like of the, is that what this person in the policy?
I'll show
All
you.
of it, or not just a percentage?
I'll show you. Okay, so here's one of them, okay? Okay, so you can see here. Okay, so $100,000 policy. So just take some notes on this, okay? $100,000 policy, $174 a year. You with me? I'm only going to look at 2 pages of this whole freaking contract, because the rest of it's just a bunch of gibberish that doesn't matter, okay? So that's all you got to look at. Now you can read the whole policy so you know how it all works and all that kind of stuff. Okay, so the next page I'm going to look at. Oh, by the way, so this page right here shows in the 21st year. Where am I? There we go. 21st year goes to $866 a year. So it goes up by 8 times. Huh?
From 174, right?
From 174. So from 174 to 866, and then it just keeps climbing. Okay? So premiums go up a lot. Okay? So that's his policy. And over here, this page, is the table of policy value. So at the end of 20 years, he basically gets $3,600 back. All right? So let's just, I mean, this is the kind of stuff you want to do when you're on the appointment. So if you just get a calculator out. By the way, I haven't done some of this yet on this case, so I'm doing this kind of on the spot, as if I was sitting down on an appointment. So 174 a year times 20 years. It's $3,400. So they put $3,400 in. They get a whopping $3,600 back. Okay, so they do get their premiums back and a little bit of interest. Okay, here's what they make them think. Yeah, that's a good deal. That's a good deal. Again, remember what happens after 20 years. They get $3,600. But what happens to their premiums? They either skyrocket or they can try to requalify for a new policy, but they're 44 years old now. They may be uninsurable. Okay, now that's his policy. All right, then we look at his wife's policy. She's got the same type of deal. $100,000, paying $149 a month. They're preferred. I'm sorry, a year. Preferred elite, which is like preferred plus. Okay. Her premiums go up to $749 and then up from there. Okay, in the 21st year, with me. Okay, and then after 20 years, she'd get $3,100 back. So total, they're going to get about $6,700 back after 20 years, except for. Okay, so let's just stop right there. Okay, so let's draw this up. So Western Reserve Life here. Okay, they're paying $323 a month total. A year. I keep saying a month. A year. Yeah, he keeps correcting me.
Everyone on the
Thank you.
people.
You should. I was going to say thanks. Sorry, no. $323 a year. They have $100,000 on each of them. They're going to get $67,000. So what are some problems you see? Anybody see any problems with that you can point out, Jen?
Probably not enough coverage for now.
That's the biggest one, I think. Not enough coverage. Okay, what else?
Their the term ends before they could even get to anywhere close to retirement or financial.
Most likely, right? In 20 years, it's very unlikely they're gonna be able to, I mean, you know these people, right? So when their term ends, I mean, do you think they're saving enough money right now to retire at age 44? They don't even own the house right now, right? So they're not even close on track to be able to retire in 20 years right now, right? They become our clients, come work with us, we can maybe get them there. But that's, okay, so yeah, those are probably some of the biggest challenges there. And in the 21st year, if they do want to continue that coverage, it's going to go up by about 8 times. It's going to skyrocket, okay? So if you look at what we would look at, now this is just, first of all, apples for apples comparison as close as you can do, okay? Now we can't do apples for apples because we don't do return of premium term, okay? We just do term insurance. But overall, we do a much better financial job. I'll show you. So for the same $323 a month, now if we gave them, the lowest we can do for our preferred plus is $150,000. That's the lowest we'll go for our preferred plus rating. So if we do $150,000, okay, first of all, is that already better?
Yep.
We can do that for $249 a year. We can give them $100,000 more coverage for $73 less a month. A year. Okay, so then you divide that $73 by 12 months, about $6-7 a month. If you take $7 a month for that amount of time at 10%, it only comes with about $5,000. Now some of you would freak out right now and go, they're beating us, they're beating us. Hold on a second, okay? They're not even close to beating us, okay? Here's why. First of all, we're giving them $100,000 more coverage. That's a lot of extra coverage, okay? And $5,000 in their account, okay, that's still there, and our renewal rate in the 21st year, okay? So let's just get an idea of what our renewal rate would be in the 21st year if they only did a 20-year. Now, are we probably only going to do a 20-year, first of all?
No.
We'll probably do what? Maybe a 35-year, okay? Because a 35-year is probably more like what they're going to need. But if you look at, you go to your quick quote,